All right, this week we are going to continue our discussion about percents. However, the topics that we're going to talk about this week is going to be something that relates directly to your life because we're going to talk about taxes, discounts, and gratuities or tips. So the first thing is taxes. In the state of Kentucky, we are charged a flat 6% tax. There are different communities that charge different percentages. But for urban, we charge the same as the state does, 6%. The second thing is the discounts. And being close to Black Friday, this is a big shopping holiday for a lot of people because of the sales that are going on. They will have 50% off sale, 75% off. And we're going to talk about what those discounts and how to calculate those. The third thing is gratuities, which may not be a word that you've heard before. But gratuity just means tip. So if you go to a restaurant, a sit-down restaurant, and you have a waiter or waitress, you will tip that person a percentage. I think the rule of thumb is 20% of whatever your bill is if they've done a good job. So I want to first start with taxes. So the state of Kentucky, like I said, is 6%. That's what most of Kentucky does. Some communities choose to tax at a higher rate than that. For example, in Berea, the tax rate is 9%. Let's look at this question. So Eric bought a canoe for $333.75. The sales tax was 6%. What is the total cost? So when you are going and shopping, you'll see the price of a particular item, and the taxes are not included in that price. When you go to check out, then you will pay the taxes on whatever it is that you bought. So I have the canoe price, which is $333.75, and I'm going to multiply that by 6%. Okay? Now, there's two different ways you can do it. You could have in your calculator simply done $333.75 times 6, second open parentheses and got percent. Okay? And that's going to give you 20.025. Now, the thing to remember here is we're talking about money. Money is round to the hundredths place. Hundredths is 2 places past the decimal. So we're going to look here. Now, this 5 will round this 2 to a 3, and it would be $20.03. So remember, I think in 5th grade, the way that they say is if it's 5 or more, you let it soar. 4 or less, let it rest, I believe is the way that they explain this. So when you are rounding, remember if you have a number that is 5 or greater, you're going to round that number up. So I'm going to round this 2 to a 3 because with money, you stop 2 places past the decimal. So we get $20.03. Now, last week, we had a discussion about changing percents to decimals. And what you can do if you do not have a percent button on your calculator is to change this percent to a decimal. Remember to do that. We just divide it by 100. So we get 0.06. And that's going to give you the same thing. Okay? Now, what we've just done is simply calculated the tax. This is the tax that the state of Kentucky is charging you to buy this canoe here. So his total bill is not $20.03. That is the tax. So what I want you to do is pay very close attention to the question. Remember, cubes ask you to underline the question. I know you can't underline it, but you might be able to highlight it. After we've gotten the tax, we have to take the price of the item, in this case it's a canoe, and we would add it to the tax. So 5 and 3 is 8, 7, 3, 5, 3. So if you was to buy this canoe at Dunham's, they're not going to just charge you $333.75. They're going to charge you $353.78 because you bought this canoe in Kentucky. This is going to be the price that you have to pay. All we're doing is multiplying the subtotal, or in this case the price of the canoe, times the rate. Okay, and our rate here is 6%. This question says, a bicycle is on sale for $189.50. The sales tax is 6%. What is the total price? Well, we take the price of the item, we multiply it by your percent. Remember, 6% is equal to 0.06. So multiply by 0.06. And that's going to give you $11.37 for the tax. For the total, we would take $189.50 plus $11.37 to be $200.87. That would be the total price of that particular item. In this case, it's a bicycle. Again, taking the price, multiplying it by 6%. Kentucky sales tax is charged at a rate of 6%. Find the tax of and the total price you would pay for an $860 iPhone. So 6%, 860. Find the tax and the total. Okay, so we're going to take the iPhone amount, which is $860, multiply that by 0.06. Again, remember, I am taking the percent, dividing it by 100 to get the decimal. So 6% is equal to 0.06. So 860 times 0.06 is going to give you 60 times 0.06. It's $51.6. Okay, now this is what the calculator gives me. Students, for whatever reason, think that this is 6 cents, $51.06, and it isn't. I can add a 0 here and not change that number. It's $51.60 is going to be my tax. Okay, so the state of Kentucky, since you bought this here, is going to charge you $51.60 because you bought this phone here. So to calculate what your total bill is going to be is 860 and 51.60. All right, there's a decimal here. Add these together. 60, 1, 11, $911.60 is the total bill. Okay, so if you go and buy this iPhone at AT&T, they're going to charge you $911.60, even though the price of the phone is $860. Notice that my question wanted us to find the tax and the total. So I needed to show both of these answers here. The tax is when you're multiplying the price of the item or items times the percentage. That's your tax. And tax is always going to add to the price. It's not going to take away from the price. So I take the price of the item and add that, and that's going to give me my total. If the sales tax for the city of Irvin is 6%, then how much tax would you pay for an item that costs $200? So this is a different type of question that we've seen so far. So we know that the tax is 6%. How much tax would you pay for an item that costs $200? Not what the total price was, but how much tax. We need to pay very close attention to this. Now, to get our answer, I'm going to take $200 and I'm going to multiply that by 0.06. Okay? What we need to do is make sure that we are reading the questions very carefully, because this has been the biggest mistakes. Even when we were talking about simple interest last week, a lot of students struggled when it would ask us how much interest a particular account would earn instead of how much was in the account, and it cost us to miss those questions. So 200 times 0.06 is 12, so that means $12 in tax. So if you bought something at a store here in Irvin and it's $200, then the amount of tax that you are going to pay is $12. Okay? Didn't want to know how much the total was, it just wanted to know the tax. So you have to read those questions very carefully. Chris buys a new keyboard for a price of $45.50. What is the total amount his credit card is charged if the sales tax is 60%? All right, so I want you to pause the video and tell me how much tax there will be, okay? All right, to calculate the tax, I'm going to take $45.50, multiply that by 0.06, and then I'm going to get $2.73 is the amount of tax. Okay. Next, I'm going to add the tax to the price of the item. And this is how much the credit card is charged, $48.23. That is how much the credit card is charged. Okay. Toby buys a new keyboard for the price of, I think that's $45.50. What is the total amount his credit card is charged? Yep. Same question, just different names, so I'm going to skip that one. All right. Rick bought 3 shirts at $18 a piece, 2 pairs of socks for $3.99 a pair, and a pair of slacks for $45. The sales tax rate is 6%. How much did he pay in taxes? All right, so first we need to figure out how much each of these were, okay? So he has 3 shirts at $18 a piece. He has socks of which he bought 2 pairs for $3.99 a pair, and a pair of slacks Slacks is dress pants. Okay. He bought one pair of those for $45. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is figure out how much the shirts were. So 3 times 18 is $54. And then for the socks, it's just going to be $3.99 times 2, which is going to be $7.98. And then the $45 for the slacks. Okay, I'm going to add all of these up, and that's going to be $106.98. Now, this is the price of the items before the taxes. I want you to pause the video and tell me how much is the tax. Answer the question. All right. Hopefully, you said that you would do 106.98 multiplied by 0.06, so times, which gives you this. Okay, now we got to round here. Remember, money goes 2 places past the decimal to the hundreds place. You look at the thousands place. If that's 5 or more, you round this up 1. So since this is more than 5, you round this up to a 2. So he's going to pay $6.42 in taxes. Okay, that's all the question wanted to know. We don't want to know what is his total bill, or how much the credit card would be charged, or how much would he have to pay. It simply wanted to know the taxes. So this is your final answer for this particular problem. Remember, with taxes, you are going to be adding to the amount. Alright, so now we're going to change focus for just a minute, and we're going to talk about discount. And discount is going to be when something or an item is on sale. Alright, so when something is on sale or it's discounted, it's lower than the regular price. So with discounts, you're going to be subtracting. Whereas in taxes, we added. Discounts, we are going to subtract. And looking at this question, it says that Jean Junction is selling jeans at 15% off the regular price. I'll circle the word off because it is important. The regular price is $25 per pair. What is the discounted amount? So I'm going to show you one way, and then we're going to talk about a second way that you could have solved this problem. The easiest way is for us to look at this and think, well, if it's 15% off, right, what percent of it am I actually going to be paying? And what we can do is think, well, if it's 100% of the price and it's 15% off, then you're actually only going to be paying 85% of the price. So option number 1 in solving these problems is taking the $25 and multiplying it by what you are going to be paying. And that is 85% of the cost. And the way that I got this number is I simply took 100 and I subtracted the 15 to get 85. Okay? And then all I need to do is take 25 and multiply it by 0.85. And that's going to give me $21.75. $2.25. That's option number one. Option number two is I take the $25, I multiply it by 15%. And again, this 15% came directly from my problem. And I say, well, 25 times 15%, or 0.15, gives me $3.75. This is the discount, okay? This is not the discounted amount or the price of the jeans. This is just how much they're taking off of the price. So what I do is I would then have to, in step number two, or option two, is take the $25, subtract the $3.75 from it, okay? Now, when I do that, that is going to give me the new price of the jeans. So these are two different options to solve this problem. Some students see option one very quickly and they understand what it is they need to do. Some students have to solve it using number two, all right? And I'm okay with either one. And to be honest with you, I probably would have everybody do option two for the first couple of days, and then we could discuss option one. But because of virtual learning, I'm going to show you both of these ways and give you the option to decide which way works best for you. Okay? Now, what is the discounted amount? Well, the discounted price of these is $21.25. You have to pay attention to what the question's asking you, because especially if you do option number one. All right? Let's do another problem. So, a store is having a sale where everything is discounted 30%. Find the discounted and the sales price of if a customer buys an item that is normally $365. Now, if an item is $365, and I am going to get a 30% discount, I can multiply that by 0.30. Okay. And that's going to give me this. Now guys, remember we're talking about money. That's not 5 cents. That is 50 cents. I would add a 0 to the back of this. So I have $109.50. Next, I would have to understand this is my discount. This is not the price. This is how much they're subtracting from the price. So to get the amount that the customer would pay for the sales price, I would take $365, subtract $109.50. And that's going to give me $255.50. This is going to be the sales price. Okay, here I've solved the problem using option number one. Or I'm sorry, option number two. A bracelet that regularly sells for $44 is on sale for 25% off. Find the sales price of the bracelet. So it's $44, 25% off. Find the sales price of the bracelet. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this problem is I'm going to take $44, and let's say that I know, well, if it's 25% off, I want to be paying 75% of that original price. So you can multiply it by 0.75. Again, all I did was take 100%, which is the price of any item, and subtract the discount here to get my 75/100ths. Now from here, I can do 44 times 0.75, and that's going to give me $33. That is what you could do, all right, to get your answer. Also, something completely different that you could have done was take the $44, multiplied it by the 25% discount, $44 times 0.25, and you are going to get $11. Guys, this is not the sales price. This is the discount. From here, you have to take the original price minus the discount, and that is what you would get for the sales price. Notice we're going to get the same answer. It's just, it depends on when you want to do your subtraction. In this way, you're subtracting the percentages, but in this way, you're subtracting the discount from the actual price. All right. Next question. Pause the video and answer the question. All right, so $250 suede jacket is on sale for 25% off or 20% off. How much should you pay for the jacket? So for this one, what you would need to do is you would take $250. You can multiply that by 0.2, and that's going to give you $50, and this is the discount. And from here, what you want to do is take 250 minus the 50 to get $200, and this is the sales price. Okay. All right, the next thing that we're going to discuss is tips. And we tip for various jobs. If you have a waiter or a waitress, often if you go to a barbershop and get your hair cut, or a salon if you're a girl and get your hair cut, you may tip the people that are doing a service for you. Let's look at this question. It says, Chris went to the barber. The cost of the haircut is $16. He tipped the barber 15%. What was the total cost? Okay, so it's not just asking for the tip, it's wanting to know how much the total cost for the haircut was. We take the $16, we would multiply it by 15/100ths or 15%, and that is going to give you $2.04 or $2.04. 40 cents. Hopefully you said that. Remember, you can add the 0 behind the 4. And this is the tip. Okay? Now, this isn't our answer. Our answer wanted to know what was the total cost. So to get the total cost, we need to take the $16 plus the $2.40, and that's going to give us $18.40. That is your total. Okay? If it just wanted to know the tip, we could stop here. But since it wanted to know the total cost, we needed to add the tip back to the original cost. All right, next question says Rosa and her friends are eating out for dinner. The bill was $45.80. They want to leave a 20% tip. How much should they leave for a tip? So this question isn't asking for the total bill. This question is how much are they leaving for a tip? So what you would need to do, take the $45.80, multiply that by 0.2 or 0.20, same thing, and that's going to be $9.16. This is how much they should leave for the tip if they want to leave 20%. The question does not want you to tell how much they would leave for the entire bill, so we have to read those carefully. Often, students will know how to do the math, but they don't know what the math means, so they answer the questions incorrectly. So pay very close attention to what we underline. Next question. Miss Smith paid $125 to have her hair colored and cut. If she tips her hairdresser 15% of her bill, how much is the tip? So, $125 for the haircut, a 15% tip. How much was the tip? All right, I'm going to take $125, multiply that by 15%, and I'm going to get $18.75 is the tip. Your parents took your family out to dinner. Your parents wanted to give the waiter a 15% tip. If the total amount of the dinner was $42, what should be paid to the waiter as a tip? All right. I should take the $42, multiply that by 0.15, and that is going to give me 6.3. Remember, we're talking about money, so I need to add that 0. So $6.30 is the tip. Now remember, it's not the total bill. That's not what we're answering here. We're simply wanting to know how much the tip was. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to start pulling from multiple skills that we've talked about. And a lot of times these are the types of questions that you will see on MAP testing, K-Prep testing, even our unit assessment. You will see these types of questions when we're talking about taxes and tips and discounts. So this one says a snowmobile priced at $2,800 is on sale for 20% off. The sales tax rate is 6%. What is the sales price including tax? Okay, so we've got a couple of things that we have to do here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to calculate what is the sales price, because that is what I'm going to pay taxes on. All right, so I'm going to take $2,800. I see that it's 20% off, so I'm going to multiply this by 0.2, okay? And I'm going to get $560. Now, this is the discount. To get the sales price, I'm going to take the $2,800 minus the discount, okay? That is what we're going to do. And I get $2,240. This is the sale price. Now, we're not done yet. I've got to pay taxes on this sales price. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my sales price, $2,240, multiply it by the tax rate, which is 0.06, and I'm going to get $134.4. Remember, we're talking about money, so add a 0 here, and this is the tax. Well, to get my final price, I'm going to take my sales price and my tax, and I'm going to add them together. So I'm going to take the $2,240, and I'm going to take the $134.40 and add those together. Okay, so 2374.40 is going to be your final cost. Okay, after you did that. So let's go through what we did. First, I calculated what the discount was. Then I subtracted the discount to get the sales price. From the sales price, I multiplied it by the tax rate. After I got the taxes, I added the sales price and the tax together to get my cost, or final cost. Megan bought 50 beads at Megan bought 50 beads at $9.95. She received 10% discount and she paid a sales tax of 6%. How much did she pay for the beads? Now, 50, I circled it because it's a number. I don't care if it's 50 beads or 10 beads. That's not pertinent to the question. So I need to first figure out the discount. So I'm going to take $9.95. I'm going to multiply that by 0.10. Again, you could have seen that this is going to be 90%. If that is what you want to do, you can do it that way, okay? Now I wanted to show you what this was going to look like. What is that rounded to the nearest penny? The 5 would round the 9 to a 10, which would round this to a 10, which would round to $1. So this rounded to the nearest penny is $1 off. So $1 is your discount. From here, you take price, subtract, get $8.95. That is going to be your sales price. Now you're going to pay the 6% tax. So you're going to say $8.95 times 6%. is this. We're going to round that to the nearest penny, which is 2 places past the decimal. So you would see the 1. Does it round the 3 up to a 4? No, it's 4 or less, so let it rest. So 0.53, 53 cents. That is your tax. Next thing I'm going to do, take my sales price of $8.95, add my tax, so $9.48 is your final cost, or how much you paid for the beads. Bill and his family went to Red Robin. Their order consisted of 2 hamburgers at $5.49 each, a chicken sandwich of $6.25, an order of ribs, 4 sodas. They paid 6% sales tax and a 20% tip. How much money did lunch cost them? Alright, so what I need to do first is figure out how much the food was before taxes or before the tip. So pause the video and tell me how much the food was before the tip or the tax.